Good morning, Mr. Roy.
Good morning, bud. How you doing?
Man, if I was any better, I don't know what I'd do with myself.
We are in the middle of some historic stuff. I need to share this stream real quick, but
yes, we are. Yes, we are.
You got some. I don't know if you caught that. I'll wait till we get some viewers, but the Opera feed for options is broken.
So I don't know if I know you were looking at Twitter some yesterday, but there was a lot of warnings out last night just to be careful that there was going to be some crazy stuff happening today, and especially on the option side.
Yeah.
And that wasn't exactly mentioned, but that's what I got from it. And I'm not surprised that that's the case this morning. So
look at the bottom of your zone holding up right here.
It's doing something. Yeah, we'll see. Well, I'm going to tell you, just looking at everything, looking at CVD, looking at Bookmap, we got, I don't know if you remember correctly, Roy, I told you we had 300 orders sitting at 58.50 last night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that's about 700 orders sitting down there this morning.
Whoa.
And that is by far the biggest chunk of orders sitting anywhere on the market. It's really weird. About 49.55, you got 200 to 300 that's popping in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I don't know if that's something wrong, something glitching, because they're not staying there and they're not moving to different locations. They're just popping in and out that one spot right there. So it looks very strange. Now that time they popped 400 in and pulled them right back out.
Yeah, I'll wait till we get a few more people in here, but I mean, today is a day to be very selective and cautious. There's no point to jump in front of a train.
Well, there's nobody here, so I go on to say it. I did trade last night, made really good money last night trading. I told Roy before pre-stream that I did have mixed emotions with it. I was happy that I'm not going to lie to you guys. I pretty much made my week last night. But it was almost instant regret. Well, I think I'm going to take a short here.
Take a short here?
Yeah, I'm thinking, I could be wrong. This is a combine, right? So we're not risking much. Well, we're going to wait and see what we get off.
I was going to say, I think you want to see some rejection, because what you could have happened is the Opera feed pop back up and then things are going nutty.
Something's got to be working because Tide's working.
True.
And CBD is at negative 4,500 here.
Wow. Okay.
So we're going to take a chance, and we're going to risk this right up here. And let's see if we can get back to the bottom of the zone. And it could be a one and done day. Could pop right back up there. I said I was going to wait till 9 o'clock to trade. This opportunity just looked juicy to me. So you got Anchor VWAP at 49.12, which you got to watch, but that's still a 20-point move down. So, and if it pops right above VWAP, we'll go on and cut it really quick. I don't know if we'll let this $450 loss hit or what we're going to do. You are seeing a little volume pop up on Tide, which is kind of concerning. CBD has come back to negative 4,000. We're going to let it play out. This, like I said, this is a brand new combine. I bought it just for you guys to trade. So
Just for
I
the
have
day.
nothing else. Everything else is locked up, so I had nothing else to trade. We did talk about this earlier. If you are just joining, today is not a day, I don't think, to trade your funded accounts or real money. If you have your own personal account, I would probably lean against it, but
Hold off
CBD
on options and stuff like that.
So that's all right. We took that. Wait and see if we see another opportunity somewhere. That was a gamble for sure, just off CBD and book map, but I mean CBD and Tide, but it is what it is. Let's look at Tide real quick while we're waiting. So you can see here, let's look at Holdings. Holdings is the only thing that's telling a little different story. Look at Holdings there. Your volumes are good, negative, but that could be because of the operate issue. But you are still seeing movement in your calls and your puts. SPY, different story, just puts in control. General market Tide, I mean, same thing. It's just ugly. Look at this, Roy. Nvidia, your calls, net calls 42 million, net puts 26 million.
$90 of video right now. Just broke under it. Oh, it's battling it.
Look at IWM, your net call down, but look at your net puts 18 million up. Apple, SXS, Yen, Netflix. Look at this. My gosh. Amazon, SMH. Did we ever figure out what LRCX was?
LRCX? I do not know.
I remember we talked about that because it's been showing up on here for some reason. Palantir, look at it taking the ooh. So everybody that sees this, puts are in control in most categories. Look at Hood. Hood, this is interesting. Hood is 3 million up, and only 340,000 net put premiums. JP Morgan, their collar is getting destroyed. DraftKings bad. Google, my gosh.
Stall, man. It's a bloodbath.
UVIX. What's NVDL?
NVDL is the leveraged NVIDIA long.
Okay. Makes sense. That's what I was thinking, but I want you to confirm before I said it out loud. And then back up here, I mean, this is the one that's really baffling me, this IWM one here.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're thinking with the market crashing, economy issues, small caps take a hit. Is that what banks and that take a hit on it?
Yeah, I think that's what you're looking for.
Am I fixing to go back to the chart and get sick? No, not yet. Because CBD came down to 3,700. It is now at 4,500 on this move up, negative. Now back to negative 4,000. So we got a weird one here this morning. It's been hot and woke up to 44 degrees this morning. Not happy. I don't like that. Let's see if we got any news. You can see we don't really have anything exciting happening today. We'll go through the market news while we're sitting here, though. Our U.S. partners know that we are willing to engage. That's the European Union's trade chief. That's actually something new that has just come out. That's actually could be why you're seeing the market pop some. Are you partnering up? Yep, same thing. The collection duties will start on April 15th. Bank of England sells 750 pounds of bonds. Hungary's, yep, I am not trying that name.
So the Fed have a closed board meeting today.
Who does?
The Fed at 11:30, 10:30 your time. It's on the schedule there. The red dot.
Oh. Yeah, that I'm going
to they do that. They do that normally. It's not because of the situation,
but it could be because of the situation. I did see overnight they are now expecting a 120 basis point cut this year now.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, that's gone up, right? It wasn't that high. So
Yeah, I think it's 5 cuts now. They're trying to price in.
CBD is now negative 5,000. What's the market doing here? Coming
Yeah,
back down. It's wanting to go. If you do follow a theory, if you do want to trade this mess, you only look for calls above this blue line, which is your VWAP. You only look for puts when you're below it, or long, short, right? The reason I took that chance is because we can't period. You had this EMA, this 8 here, and VWAP. If that held, that would have been a beautiful trade. 9 times out of 10, that probably does hold. This morning, I think it was just too early to try to do it. What is Snoop asking? Any news on this rip or just triple bottom off 48.50?
I think
Fed canceled the meetings, what he said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Monty, I've got to take a quick call real quick. I'll be right back, okay?
Go ahead.
Thanks, bud.
Let's go back through the news while we're doing this. So we see all this. Trump and Shiba phone call. That was this morning. White Navarre speaks this morning. We got Kugler speaking here at 9:30. You got this Fed close board meeting if it's still happening. You got the bill auctions this afternoon. Trump's meeting Netanyahu with a meeting. And they'll have a press conference at 1:30. So always be careful when Trump's got a press conference coming out, because anything can come out, anything can happen. Let's just look at tomorrow. You got Red Book coming out tomorrow. You got 3-year note bids. You got daily speaking, and then you got some crude inventories and stuff like that coming out. Trump is a tentative. Like I said, you got to be careful. Oh, you got this from the European Union trade chief. We are ready to discuss 0 for 0 tariffs, not only for cars, but also for other industrial products. That should move the market. This could be why we're seeing the market move up here. Where's it at now? 49.90 or so. So that is a good thing. Let's look into Wednesday. So what do we have going on Wednesday? You got jobless claims, CPI, continued jobless claims, Logan speaking, 4-week bill auctions, Goolsby speaking, any of your corn, any of your other future traders, corn, cotton, soybean, wheat, all those guys. You got Harker speaking. You got the 30-year bond. This should be a big deal now with everything that's going on with the bonds. Everybody watching the bonds so closely. So definitely pay attention to this on Thursday. You got the federal budget balance coming out. And then Thursday, a lot of stuff in Europe and stuff going on. And you got PPI, big deal. Oh, this is Friday, sorry. And then you got Michigan Senate coming out at 9. A lot of stuff happened at 9 o'clock. So stay vigilant. Don't try to time the top or the bottom. It's not worth it. At that point, you're gambling when you do that. So we're doing what we got here. Let's see. We are definitely getting a nice ripper, which I'm not going to lie. I was anticipating a bounce today, but I just don't know how much of a bounce we end up getting. You see we got our zone drawn, but this big red zone here, this is actually the gap. Excuse me. This is the gap from yesterday's open. So I did say, wouldn't it be funny if we come back and fill this whole gap today? It's possible. Excuse me. I know we were 4.9% down just a minute ago, and now we're 1.8% down. So we've had a 3% move in it overall. If you trade Top Step, if you trade these fund accounts, you do have to be careful of circuit breakers. Top Step has a rule you can't trade within. Excuse me, I caught the button on that one and muted it, but so you do have anytime you're within 2% of a circuit breaker, You cannot trade that. So if you get 5% down or 5% up, circuit breaker kicks in at 7%. So you can't do anything at 7%. You got to leave it alone. So just be vigilant of that. Sorry, guys. My sinuses and allergies or whatever is just acting a fool this morning. So, as always, lovely. UK's Prime Minister said we are sticking to our commitment not to increase income tax. And, okay, that's not going to help any markets over here on the side yet. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, all my funded accounts we're done on the funded accounts. We made our money on the funded accounts last night. There is no sense in taking a chance on losing any money that we've already secured. So I locked up everything on Top Step, and then on my Take Profit Trader accounts, I have just logged out of Tradeovate completely. So in order to go in and trade something, I'm gonna have to work to do it. I'm not about that right now. We are getting a drop down. CBD's coming back to almost negative 5,000 again. You can look at your market tide. Let's go to look at the SPY tide. You can see your call premiums are still coming down. Your put premiums are kind of trending down slightly. And then your volume is still negative. Let's look at holdings. Holdings is the exact opposite. So your call premiums have been ripping, your put premiums are dropping, and your volume is green. So your holdings, this is everything that is inside of the SPY that is held. That is what we're watching at, and this is just the SPY alone by itself, just the options on it. So one of the bigger things we were looking at, let's look back at market tide. See if this is starting. This is still interesting here. You got NVIDIA. Your net call premiums are up, but your put premiums are negative. Your Tesla, I mean, this is just a huge negative on net calls, negative on puts. So SPX is the actual. You're looking at a few different things. So SPY is an ETF on the SPX or the ES. It's everything that's involved in it. SPX is the I'm trying to think of the right words to explain this. It's pretty much the same thing. They move together. Just you can see the price difference is a lot different because one is the real one, and the SPY is just an ETF of that. SPY is just an ETF. That's all it is. It's an ETF of that, of the ES of SPX. You're looking at it. It's called the SPY, but ES1 is what we look at, which would be pretty much this. This is what it's derived off of, and then we can go to. Let's see if I can pull Tradeovate up. Trading View. Sorry. We'll pull this bad boy up. And everybody, this is what when I look off to my right, this is what I'm actually looking at. You can see here, I'm looking at all these together. I do keep ES and the SPY up just because I want to see what price we're at. So if you look at ES, this is the price on ES now. That's ES, sorry. I didn't move it down. This is the SPY. And you can see I have a little signal here that's buy sell signal. Don't pay attention to this. This is something that myself and Roy have been working on to try to figure out if we can make an indicator. This is the indicator we got so far. You can see it's giving a lot of signals. But if it tells you to buy there, you could have made a little money, sell. It's not horrible, but I just wouldn't stick to it. Let's go to, let's pull this back up. Go there. This is my watch list I keep here. It's got everything that I watch. I need to update my holdings because I have more than that. But I have some of my holdings. I hold a lot of this, right? A lot of this Mag 7 I hold. I hold a little bit of in here, and then this stuff actually SoFi should be in the bank industry. Let's go to So this is the actual index, and you can see here we don't have all the stuff. It's still loading a lot of stuff here. We're going to turn that off. That can be a lot. You can see the gap down, working toward filling that gap. So you can see the price here is what, $49.92 or below, and then this is the MES, which is the same thing as ES, right? So you're looking at these two. We're getting back in this gap fill now. It's very interesting. We're getting back in this gap fill. CBD is still negative 5,700.
Holy mackerel!
Yeah. Well, we were going through the difference between SPY and SPX.
So sad.
Yeah. It's kind of just rolling through stuff with that. You want to dig any different on the difference between SPY and EX and SPY and SPX?
I'm sure you went over the cash settlement stuff.
I did not go
taxes.
with that.
Oh yeah, so SPX. Yeah, so let me get my chart up.
SPX is cash settled, so yes, that is
right. So there's also tax implications on SPX. I don't know if you went through that as well.
I did not.
Man, this thing is slow. All right, so SPX, where are you? Man, is SPX broken for them, the chart? It's ticking.
Mine was
not loading.
Yeah, mine's working. I'm going to tell you, everything is taking a minute to load up, just so you know. Like, all indicators aren't popping up. That's on a new one.
Oh, perfect day to trade. Perfect day to go high leveraged instruments. Yeah, so SPX, so SPY is an ETF. It's about 10 times less than SPX. SPX is your cash settled S&P 500. Your options are way more expensive on SPX because obviously it's 10x the value of SPY. So it is what's called cash settle. What that means is there's no volume with SPX. There's no VWAP with SPX. So what happens is at the end of the day, you can't own any shares of SPX after. Well, I guess you can own shares of SPX, but anyway, your options are settled. So like if you do options, you're not getting the shares, you're just getting the value of the shares. That's what it means by cash settlement. We won't go too advanced in the options trading side of things, but one important note is when you trade SPX, correct me if I'm wrong, Monty, it is 40% or 60% of your gains is considered long-term capital gains tax rate.
So they go 60-40, yes.
Yeah. So 60% of your gains is taxed at 10%, and then 40% of your gains is taxed at short-term 30%. So there are tax advantages to it.
Works like futures.
Right. Which futures?
Because basically it is a future. It's just there's options on it that you can trade without being in futures.
Yeah. So it's a big difference. To be honest, if you're a beginner or even just an intermediate trader, I wouldn't touch SPX. It's too spicy.
Oh, I should have led with that. Here's my advice on SPX. Don't fuck with it.
Yeah, don't mess with it. It can go.
You can make a lot of money quick, and boy, you can sure blow through some stuff like that, especially when you start doing 0-day expiration. So
yeah, and I see.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh no!
It can be fun.
It is. It is definitely fun. But yeah, it is. It's one that you have to know what you're playing with, right? You're sitting at the high roller table at the casino,
and we are speaking from experience here. So
yeah, look at this thing! Wow.
Well, I don't know where you were out if you saw it.
Here, you can flip back to yours.
Yeah. So you have the European trade chief, Sekovic. He's actually saying some very positive things about, hey, we're open for zero to zero tariffs. We are not
Holy
chip
cow,
shop
this
dollars.
thing's even
He's
capping.
saying all the positive things that are making the market move right now.
I mean, the market is dancing. That's going to fill the gap.
Yeah. So here's
It
one
filled
thing
the gap. Holy.
Remember when CBD just went from negative 5,000 to positive 4,000.
Am I going to be green on my SPY calls? Oh my gosh, I'm green on my SPY.
I don't care what that. And look, we're getting so much stuff. My book map is actually overloaded.
I'm closing this thing so fast. Get me out of this position. We're done.
Positive 5,000 CBD.
Did I really just make almost a? I'm not gonna say what I'm. Goodness gracious!
This is
the market. Did I think did Monty last night at the Globex? Would you have guessed that I would be green on SPY calls and red on TLT calls?
Hold on. So, what did I ask you and Snoop last night in our little private message group?
There was so much thrown around.
It was to the point where I was like, "Hey guys, what's the odds we fill this gap tomorrow?"
Oh yeah. I think mission accomplished.
I'm going to tell you something that when I ask a question like that, it means that I'm like, hey, I think we might fill the gap tomorrow. And me and Roy was actually talking pre-stream, and Roy came back me up, and I was like, Roy, for some reason, I just thought we were going to bounce hard today. And I don't get why we're not bouncing hard. Well, it took a minute, but by God, it finally caught up. There's your bounce hard. This thing. All right. Our low this morning was 48.67. ES is actually 1% green now, by the way. It is now 160. So almost a 300-point move from open this morning.
Yeah.
ES was 4.9% negative at one point. It is now 1.5% positive, 1.7% positive.
Mate, I was down. I'm going to say this on the stream just because it's over now. I was down $5,000 this morning.
Oh, and you caught your stock calls?
And I'm up $1,000. Closed.
So that's a $6,000 move. And look, you're out now, right?
I'm out. And it's probably, I'd be up probably.
Do not look at what you could have made, because there is
yeah.
God has looked down favorably on you today.
Yeah, it has. He's done me right. I'm going to have to go to church on Sunday. Maybe I'll go on Wednesday.
You need to pray right now to be thankful. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
Because this is insane. 1.5 actual SPY is up 1.8%. ES is up 1.6%. 1.5. Come down a little bit. My gosh.
What?
CBD is positive 7,000. Tide, I'm assuming the tide is broken.
Yeah.
Holdings, tide's just not even moving.
Tide is not. Wow.
There's no way you had this move. You didn't have any options movement on this thing.
Yeah, SPY. It doesn't make sense.
Wow, this is just.
This is why
I don't even know what to say here. Like, I was like, hey, our stream's gonna be boring because we're not gonna have any trades to do. But by gosh, that was exciting, wasn't it?
Nvidia is $100. It was sub 90.
Everything to being red, everything on my watch list. Guys, y'all saw this a minute ago, just so you know. Remember I told you this is where we're at. Here's my watch list. Look at my watch list here. Almost everything was red a minute ago. Now look what's red. And this is all your big boys, and this is the Mag 7, right? The only thing red in this thing now is the VIX.
Unbelievable.
Look at this. I mean, banking, healthcare. Look at this. I mean, MU. Look at that 10%, Roy. Look at my SoFi, baby. 8% up. Tesla 2% up. Meta.
I gotta see what that SPY move was like in SPY terms, because what we go from
Oh yeah,
480s to 519, 520 now, just about.
so we were 494.41 there on this one. That's a 10-minute candle. 519.84.
I think trading views
23-point move. Like I'm gonna tell you guys, 23-point moves don't happen on one candle on SPY.
no. Is trading view? Is my Thinkorswim behind? I think Thinkorswim is behind. My SPY on Thinkorswim is different than my SPY on TradingView. So SPY, Thinkorswim 519.40, TradingView 522.88, 523.
Yeah. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, it's behind, Roy.
Thinkorswim is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill it. Let's see if it can catch up here.
Damn, that's why another reason why I can't stand Schwab. They took a great platform and screwed it up.
Yeah, 522. So it looks like I'm back on it. No, it's still.
Yeah, you can go here at the top of my screen. It's always right there. 522, 44, 51.
Okay.
26. Well, the trade right there. Woo. The volume, you had shorts covering. There's no doubt you had shorts covering there. I mean, that was the highest volume of the day. That was 90,000.
Okay, so did you say 3 minutes ago what the news was? This was the big news. Trump is mulling 90-day pause on tariffs aside from China.
I did not say that.
So he's going to do a 90-day pause on everybody but China. So he's basically going to take Ackman's suggestion.
I don't like Ackman.
No, Ackman's a snake. It's not a bad suggestion, though.
It's not a bad suggestion, but he was one of the ones that you got to cause some turmoil. I mean, just the other day, you got to cause turmoil to get results, blah, blah, blah. And then he came right out, and everybody slammed him on X, by the way. Like, dude,
yeah.
Pick your side of the fence you want to be on and stay there for a minute.
Right.
Because he's definitely been back and forth. Ackman's a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, I don't like Ackman, but if his suggestion worked, he'll get some fans.
So, boys and girls, how's everybody else doing today?
Look at the candle.
Back to positive 3,500. It got up to positive 7,000, by the way.
I mean, if you really believe more carnage is to come, here's your short opportunity.
Well, look, Roy, if we were actually talking, so that European, I mean, that comes out with the European stuff. So here's where you started getting let's see. Here's where we started to get the rally, right? I mean, the big time. This is what the European chief said. We're ready to discuss 0 tariffs, not only for cars, but also for other industrial products. That is a big deal. Me and Roy kind of talked about this, and I said, Roy, watch. I said, he can vouch for this, and then I've been sending him a domino since. Dominoes are going to start to fall on this eventually, right? You had the first one was Cambodia, it was Cambodia or Colombia? It's Cambodia.
Cambodia.
Colombia.
No, Cambodia.
And I was like, well, there's one. But then you had Vietnam, which I don't know if anybody's look, there's still a lot of stuff that we get that's made in Vietnam. Vietnam's like, hey, how about 0 tariffs for U.S. stuff coming into Vietnam, which has never happened, right?
Yeah.
Then you had Taiwan, which, I mean, how much stuff's made in Taiwan now? You got Taiwan come out, it's like, hey, we're willing to do a 0-0 tariff.
Mm-hmm.
Big news. You had India, who is probably becoming one of the biggest players. India was kind of taking over China for where more stuff was made at, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
India's doing the same thing that China does. They have cheap labor. They're doing the same thing, and India tariffed the crap out of us. India came up like, hey, we're willing to go to the table to drop our tariffs if you drop your tariffs. That was a huge. That's why I thought we were probably going to see a move up today, because like, hey, you're getting these dominoes start to fall.
Yeah.
Well, then you had the European Union come out, and anybody, if you saw the news from the European Union over the weekend, that was actual old news. All that tariff news was coming out was from 4 weeks ago. I don't know why they were repopulating it like it was fresh news, but there were news agencies reporting it as fresh news where the European Union to impose more tariffs on U.S. goods, blah, 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 which that came out 4 weeks ago when we first started having tariff talks. That's what I thought. I was like, I mean, you're tricking traders into believing that the European Union is doing this. And then for them to come out today and like, hey, we're willing to start 0-0 tariffs.
Right.
There's another domino. China domino is not going to fall. China has people believing that they are this poor country. China is not a poor country. China is probably one of the richest countries in the world. Now, their citizens might not be rich, but China, they control everything that happens in China. There's nothing that happens in China the Chinese government does not control. They have more. They probably have just as much money as we do. Probably. I mean, I'm saying it's going to be pretty close. They've got more than Russia. They got more than the European Union. So China can play the game longer. I think it's to their disadvantage though if they do play the game longer. Because if you see all these other countries around them start to teeter-totter on the tariffs and pull back, China can't fight it by itself. They got to have somebody else come in with them to fight it. And you see all these players around them. You knew Taiwan would not play with China. Taiwan was going to play with America. We've kept Taiwan forever, right? The reason Taiwan is still Taiwan is because of America and Japan, right? And it's not. China wants Taiwan. There's no doubt about that. So.
Whoa, that thing just came right back down. Remember what I said? Interesting foot opportunity.
And this is what you're going to get, I think, over the next few weeks is you're going to get these big, violent moves up and down. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't sit there and watch this and say, hey, this is tradable. This is hard. I tell everybody. When you tell people you're a trader, first time you're talking to them, first thing they're like, oh man, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, what are you sorry for? Like, well, I mean, you're a trader. You got to be losing a lot of money. Like, I just need a direction. That's all we need, a simple direction. If we get a direction, I was telling one of my good friends last night, like, well, you've always said just one way, you're good to go. I was like, yeah, I just need a direction. Give me up, give me down. I said, the hardest thing to trade is sideways.
Or kangaroo.
Well, yeah, but you're looking, you kangaroo, but you're looking, you're like, hey, I'm in it, but you can get in and get out as long as you can find your range. But once your range breaks, what are you going to do then? But then it comes right back to your range. So,
yeah.
My advice this week to everybody is the whole week, if you do trade any funded accounts, this is going to sound, I say it a lot, keep a tight stop, but keep a tight stop or go very, very, very small, like one MES, because you're going to have room. If you trade, if you have a tight stop, you can get stopped out probably quick either way. So first advice, don't trade. If you have a tight stop, you trade your normal setup, you're probably going to get stopped out. There's a chance you go in money, you might get stopped out. The best thing to do, in my opinion, is to scale way the hell back and give it room to play out. Like if you're in one MES, what just came out here? Trade and services is a strong feature of U.S. businesses, and the U.S. has a 104 billion surplus. Their markets are reacting. The world most important paradigm shift since World War II. Yes, Trump on 90 calls talked about that. Something else you're getting right now. The market. There's so much going on. The market is so volatile. The market is so forward looking. And Trump is doing pretty much a reset on trade across the whole world, not just the country. Doing a reset on trade across the whole world, which I don't know why this is surprising people because he had said he wanted to do a reset on trade for the whole world. He's been saying that we had to do a reset on trade. Like trade was not fair. We have to do a reset. And for some reason, people didn't listen to him. And I can tell you one thing, whether you're a Trump supporter, you hate Trump, love Trump, whatever, this is not political, doesn't mean anything. If the man says something, you better listen to him.
Yeah, he's going to do it.
Yeah, because it's coming. He's putting it out there, letting you know, hey, I'm fixing to do something. He don't say something by accident. So when he said, hey, we need to reset the trade for everything, he meant we need to reset trade for everything. So
yeah, I mean, I drew the zone on SPY. I don't know if it matches your zone on ES. I think it probably does, but you see it came up, bounced the top of it.
Right there?
Right off the top of it. Yeah. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So, you know what we can do now? We can kill that gap because the gap's gone. There is no more gap.
They filled the gap, which is dangerous now if you're going to go long. Mission accomplished on the gap fill.
Oh, boy. We just had some stuff happen.
Okay.
Pelletier, X, W, VIXY, VXX, plus more, all halted.
Oh.
We are seeing halts already. So
halt to the upside or halt to the downside?
Pelletier is not halted. I don't know why they said it. They got to have that wrong because I'm sitting there watching it move. This is FSMN news.
Yeah, I think people are looking at different. I think there's problems with brokerages.
Yes.
This candle's kind of ugly. Getting a bit faded. I'm on a 10-minute chart here, but let's do a 5. I mean, I can't even switch charts without a delay. 5 minute. Yeah, the candle to the downside, I think pretty confidently on the 5 minute.
10-minute is
not. 10 minutes actually candle to the upside.
Believe it or not, this zone right here is where probably the entry. This is also anchor VWAP right here, by the way.
That's a big candle to fade. That's a big boy to say. I'm ready to turn you around. I mean, look at the topping candle, then the follow-through candle.
Oh, yeah, by the way, great week to go on and hit my stuff early because this is Masters Week, boys and girls.
Oh, yeah.
Masters Week. This is my favorite. Look, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think about me after this. This is my favorite sporting week of the year.
Okay.
Masters Week. It is just packed. It is. I dream about being in the Masters. I dream about going and just watching. I want to go on a Tuesday to see practice rounds, and I want to leave on Sunday. And I want to go every day. I can buy the whole menu for like $50. Everything on the menu, one of everything for like $50 there.
Get you a pimento cheese sandwich. Yeah.
Still $1.50. $1.50. Think about that. You get a pimento cheese sandwich for $1.50. Chicken salad sandwich, $1.50. Beer, regular beer, $2.75. Imports, $3.50. That's at a golf course, guys.
See, this is what we need. We need the stream to take off, and then we get an Augusta connection somehow. That's what we need.
Yeah, anybody, if you are from Augusta, Georgia, and you have connections to Augusta National, I mean, we can be bribed very easily.
We could, yes. There are ways to do this.
Yes, and that you want to get to my heart, you give me Masters tickets or something, then we're ready to roll.
So one of the voices of the Masters is obviously Jim Nantz, and his alma mater is in the championship game today of Houston. I don't know if you saw the video of him crying after the Final Four game. He was a little emotional. Wasn't sobbing or anything. He had a little tear in his eye. He wiped it off. But they were talking on the broadcast, Barkley, and then they said, "Do you think Jim's gonna show up late to Augusta this week, or you think he's gonna? You think he's gonna be at the game on Monday?"
For Augusta. If you haven't seen that, he did come out. It is adjusted for Augusta.
All right.
He is showing up tomorrow.
All right, cool.
Yep. He is normally there today starting all this stuff. Or actually, he's normally there starting yesterday. But he's showing up Tuesday.
I love sports, man. It's just
look, Jim Nantz is, I can take him or leave him. He's not the greatest announcer ever. He does a really good job, don't get me wrong, but the people that are up his jock talking about the greatest ever is like, no, he's not the greatest. He does a fantastic job. But he is so full. Anybody that's ever talked to somebody that's actually met Jim Nantz, and then see how it goes from there. See what you think about Jim Nantz after that. Harry said, well, food's cheap because it costs thousands to get in. Harry, the food's cheap, and it's been cheap forever because they own everything that comes out of there. They own all the broadcast. That's why you see limited commercials during. They don't allow certain commercials during the Masters. Think about that. I don't know if you remember when they had the big blow up or, over the people, we're going to boycott the Masters because this, that, and other. And they said, you know what? We're going to make it easy for you. We have one sponsor, and that's Exxon. That's the only commercials you will see throughout the whole broadcast. You don't like that? We'll find somebody else that'll broadcast it.
Yeah.
That way our other people aren't offended, and we don't need your money.
They swing it around pretty good with the product that they have. They know what they got. The Jim Nantz side of things, of a friend of a friend. I didn't know him as close as my other buddy did. I've only met him a handful of times, but he was a friend of a friend, and his dad worked for CBS. And on his birthday, he got a voicemail from Jim Nantz wishing him a happy birthday.
Look, I would like to
yeah.
I don't know if you've seen his backyard or not, but if you haven't, Google Jim Nantz's backyard.
Okay. Because I ain't
Google it now, and you can pop it up. Hey, if you buy us tickets, I'll pay for all your food. Hey, did I see you on Snapchat? Did I see you got some left-handed golf clubs in? Are you a lefty now? You switching sides on us still? Let's see if we get a response back here.
Let's see. So Dream's home has a Pebble Beach replica hole in his backyard.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Look at. Do you see the picture of it?
Yeah. That's awesome. Like wraps around.
You share it? Yeah. Are you having it where you can share it?
Yeah. Let me throw it over there. 1 second. There we go. So, kind of a grainy photo.
There's one that shows if you can see his whole backyard.
Okay, let me see if I can find.
There's one that shows his whole backyard, like everything from a different angle, and it was so beautiful. You're like, man. And like people come and play this damn hole, like Peyton Manning is like, hey, you want to play the hole? Yeah, there it is. Look at that. It's got the different tee boxes, the different angles.
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, there's no telling what he paid for that, but.
Oh, it keeps it up, right? I mean.
Yeah. Oh, it's maintained every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Look at that.
That's cool.
Yes.
Man.
I don't know what you've been searching, Roy. You better get off there.
I'm losing weight after 50.
Harry said, I was so pissed. I ordered them correctly and rightly. So did you? I don't know if you heard that or not. Where Dirty Harry orders from golf clubs that came in, but they were left-handed. He is not left-handed, so I was giving him a little hell about it just then.
A little practice, party trick.
Hey, pull a Bryson DeChambeau. He beat who did he beat? Was it Grant Horvat? Beat him left-handed.
Jeez, that guy's just. You said it. The reversal of his image has been incredible.
I saw an article over the weekend and said, "Who would have thought that Bryson goes to live, and he is probably the most popular PGA player that plays for live now that there is. He's got, well, I know he's over 1 million. Let's see if he's at 2 million yet subscribers on YouTube. And look, it all starts with the YouTube. The YouTube is bringing so many people into the game of golf. I don't know if you saw this where they had the jewels. So it was a jewel. It was these content creators paired with live golfers, right? PGA sent out a thing to all the content creators, say, hey, if you do this, that you will be banned from doing anything with PGA Tour. The content creators pushed back. PGA Tour is like, hey, let's rethink this. We don't have to. Let's not do this, because the PGA Tour got millions of responses back that they were not expecting, because these content creators are huge now, and they're bringing so many eyes to the game of golf.
Yeah,
which is a good thing, right?
Yeah,
because golf. I'm gonna tell you, I love golf. I love watching golf, but golf is a boring sport, and it's a dying sport. It can't bring newer people, because golf's a 35 to 60-year-old sport, is what viewers are. There's nobody below that. Well, these YouTube golfers are bringing in 18, 19-year-olds, which you got to have to be, sustainable for long term. And the PGA Tour thought they were going to be able to push these content creators around. The content creators pushed back, like, no, we're not doing that. Like, okay, fine. So the PGA Tour is like, oh, time out. We take everything back. We'll pull it back. You just got to, in the forward, you got to work with us. Because some of these content creators, they create a thing. It's called the PGA Tour content creator something. I can't remember the exact name, but they've been working where the PGA Tour has the Creator Classic, which is the these creators get together and they play a tournament and win, and it's PGA sponsored and all that. They're like, hey, we're going to pull this off the shelf. Like, no, you're not. Liv will pick it up right off. And
we got big news. Sorry, just big news just hit. White House tells CNBC 90-day pause on tariffs is fake news.
Why don't we just leave this up? How about that? We're just gonna leave this up. This is your screen.
So anyway, go ahead with you. So the just eradicate
content creators push back. Now they're letting them do it. Blah blah blah. So it goes back and forth, and it's no coincidence that they had the duels with the live people this weekend. We're talking about Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, Cam Smith, like your bigger players on live, Bubba Watson, those sorts. And they had their highest ratings this weekend ever of any tournament they've done so far. Really? And it so happens that they have that at the same time they partner with these YouTube creators. Coincidence? No, they're bringing eyes to golf. So if the PGA Tour is smart, they're going to do the deals with PGA Tour too to work it in. Like, hey, we want to do this on our side too, because you're bringing a lot of eyes to sport, and we don't need to piss all these folks off.
What happened with the merger of the two?
So the merger is still. I actually respect the PGA Tour for this. They are refusing to take any of the Saudis' money.
Okay.
So the merger went. They got to a point, and they're like, "Hey, we're not accepting any money from you guys, though." And of course, they're live, and the Saudi Arabian people are like, "No, you take our money." And the PGA Tour refuses to take their money. So that's why Liv was created to start with, because they refused to take the Saudi money to start with.
Right.
I mean, I think you've got to respect that, right?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
like Monahan, whatever his name is, the president of the PGA Tour. I can't stand him. I think he is full of himself, and I think he's taking them down the old boys road, which is shown when he tried to push. He thought he was going to be able to bully these content creators, like, "Hey, you do this, we're banning you." Trump rapid response X handle. White House senior advisor Hassett did not say this. That's from Trump. This is why we're keeping the news up.
Did not say that the 90-day pause.
I'm assuming
Say
that's
that it was fake news. These guys, I can't. That's too much, man. You can't trade this. You know, I'm not going to take credit for this because it really wasn't. You know, I'm not saying this to take credit for it, but I'm really happy we did start scaling down a few weeks ago to prep ourselves for these moments. Because, my gracious, dude. I mean, I'm gonna throw out Dickard. Dickard traded my plan today at 10-ish per usual. Took the long above 5K, but not that wild 90-day pause long, but made goal and locked the XFA. Good job, Dickard. Good job. Lock it, be done with it, because if you're ending the day green today, you're doing probably better than a lot of traders. But yeah, scaling down has been the secret sauce in this market right now. It's just too wacky, too volatile. But going back to your PGA, the commissioner, I think he was trying to do a Masters move with those influencers. What it sounds like.
He can't.
Yeah, he tried to do what worked for Augusta.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you, if you are the PGA Tour and you refuse to take Saudi money, you got to get money from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever look at this. So the Masters, the British Open, the U.S. Open, those are actually not PGA Tour events.
Yeah, PGA sanctioned.
So you mess around too much. I mean, yeah. Do I think that the Masters or any of these guys would ever not do something with the PGA? No, but they're not PGA Tour events. They're not. You have to qualify for one. This is completely different. This is why your guys from Live get to play in these tournaments, right? Because it's not a PGA sanctioned event. So, and look, I will have my TV on all weekend, starting Wednesday with the par 3 contest. Nobody call me. 3:00. It's on. I'm watching it. I'm gonna record. I'm gonna watch every shot that's on TV. Every one of them. I love it. I think that's one of the things that sets the Masters apart from everybody else. One, the scenery is just it's beautiful. It's hard to beat the azaleas, the pines. It is so much. They said if a pine cone falls from a tree, it is not on the ground longer than 30 seconds before somebody's there to pick it up. Like they are watching these pine cones fall out of the damn tree.
This is your first one with the 4K TV, right?
Maybe.
You may have to do the YouTube $5 upgrade this month just to get it all.
I have 4K. I have. 4K.
Oh, you have it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got everything. I got everything. You know this. I don't know why you're thinking that. I got everything. I don't half-ass anything. You should know this. If I can get it, I'm going to get it.
Yeah. And this is kind of circling back to the market here. This is a 60-point candle, sir. That green candle is a 60-point candle. 70-point candle.
Look, the 10-minute, you have that candle by candle upside, and you look where it came and held at. That's not a horrible spot. I don't know why VWAP is different on TradingView than it is on. I don't know if it's just MES. Could be MES causing the difference.
Could be MES, yeah. Well, now
These
you got
different. They move together, but they are different instruments, so you got to remember that.
So candle by candle, the long side, and your entry could be anywhere from 50-50 to 50-10, 5,000. So just a little 50-point range on a candle.
You must have more news coming out because this thing's bouncing crazy.
I think you got the thought or consideration of a 90-day pause has got shorts covering, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't think you're necessarily having people buying. I think you're just having shorts covering.
I'm guaranteed to get $200 back on there. I got $200 back on that trade. I went long down there on that pop. So
Nice.
I got $200 back. We're down 226 now. And I don't really. That was really a nervous $200 to get. I'm gonna be honest with you because it moved. So it started at 41, went to 72. That's a 30-point up and down. So I think for my well-being and my safety, I'm done for the day on this. But if not, here's what we'll do. We'll do one MES. Let's see. What is that? If there's any, I don't think there's any way it bounces all the way back up there.
No.
But if it does, that'd be a 140-point move. That would be a
you gotta
trade.
Yeah.
On one MES.
I watched a YouTuber last night, and he said you gotta have three things in this market: balls, brains, and a plan. If you don't have those three right now, don't trade.
You saw that, and I shared with y'all last night. I think it's figuring out money. Yeah. It's actually a pretty good follow on Twitter and YouTube. But when he said it's times like these when you start to see the difference between those who are just talking their book and those genuinely trying to help you succeed in the market. I mean, I'm hoping today that you watched us and you're like, hey, we are trying to help you succeed in the market.
Yeah, no, you. If anybody was to ask me today, what should I trade, I would tell them nothing. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. It's too.
I wonder if I could take one. I don't.
You're trying to go to the high day, aren't you? You're gonna try one MES to the high day, aren't you?
Well, I'm thinking about not because CVD's negative 4,500 now.
I think you got a better chance of hitting the low a day than you hit those orders at 48.50.
We got all this to go through.
Yeah. So anybody that's Dickard mentioned it good. So glad we found futures. I'm gonna echo that and say so glad we found futures on prop firms because even if you lose, you're limited in your losses of
absolutely
of money.
I took one MES short. Everybody can see it here. I got my stop above settlement from Friday. I got my take profit at the bottom of the zone, not all the way low a day, but it's just the bottom of the zone. And that would get us a $500 day on this account if it happens. And guess what? This thing has room. This is what I was telling you. You got room. I've got 60 points up that I've got to take a chance on. Now, I'm not taking any more. I mean, this is a combine. I could move it up to here. What would that be? If we want to do a 1-for-1, we can do a 1-for-1.
You know what was interesting?
I will be in this trade all damn day. All day.
You know what was interesting remember we were looking on that big spike up, we saw SPY not really moving and we thought tide was broken.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting that happened and then you hear the fake news kind of thing come out after and the move get completely faded. So it's
if you
intriguing.
Can see, nothing has changed. It's still got the slight trend down. It still has a slight trend down. Volume is still holding negative. This is CVD. This. Roy was like, you're thinking about going long, and actually in my mind, I was like, and you said, I think low day hit first. I was like, actually what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And I could have made $170 off one. Look at this thing rip up.
Yeah. No, it's getting some mojo, which I don't quite understand. I mean, this is a news-driven market right now, so
CBD is plus. I'm at negative 3,500. Nothing new there.
let's see what we can find. What we can find.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If we get here at your settlement, I'm gonna add another one, and then hope to cut back down around here somewhere with it. Because I just don't. Look what happened last time we hit settlement. Rejection.
You're at the 200 on the 10-minute. You're candle by candle the long side.
That's already played. That's playing out now. So
yeah.
CBD is negative 3,600. Roy, what, you want to call it here, Roy? You want to keep on here with it? I mean,
let's do 9 minutes to the top of the hour.
Well,
if you can stick it out.
I'm gonna take a break because I got to run to the restroom real quick. So
go take a break. I'll do my.
Remember, if you swap to one of your screens and I pop back up, remove.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right, so swap there. I'll remove you. Boom. All right, so we've got to push up here. Wow, going all the way up to trying to test 5,100. We've got Mag 7. Apple went green, red, and it's now trying to recover. It's red. NVIDIA 96.37. Microsoft basically flat for the day, down $1. Google's green. Amazon's green. Meta's green. Tesla is still red, but coming off its bottom of 214. Look, it's very tempting to buy the dip here, hold, and say back up we go in a regular market. However, this is just not regular market environment. You've got Trump constantly double downing on these tariffs. This is not a spot that you can just comfortably go long like a normal thing, because it's all about posturing. It's all about signaling. So what are we going to play with, right? So what do we trust? What news sources do we trust? If the White House is saying 90-day pause and tariffs is fake news, then you've got to go with that and not try and get caught up in the green candles. Now, can money be made on this stuff? Absolutely. But sustainable moves, you just got to be careful with. And, these candles are huge. I mean, this candle right here, it's a 10-minute candle, is 117 points. This candle that we're currently in is 64 points. I mean, these are your normal 5-minute candles or 10-minute candles that would normally be about 3 to 4 points. So you're basically at a 20x leverage on every move that you're getting. Again, just got to be careful. I would recommend people not trade if you're not used to the volatility. If you are going to trade, scale way down, because one MES can move like you're holding 5 of them. And as you see, I mean, we're just now breaking the 10. If you look at the 5 minute, it's a pretty bullish candle as it continues up. I mean, is it going to try and get right back up there? I don't see the reason for it to do it, but they want to push it up, they'll push it up. CNBC has walked back the Hazard report. They are saying CNBC reported Hazard said Trump is considering a 90-day pause in tariffs for all countries except China, which sent stocks skyrocketing. Then CNBC reported the White House officials are not aware of Trump considering a 90-day pause in tariffs for all countries except China, and stocks started sinking again. So maybe somebody needed to get out of a position at old CNBC. I don't know. Maybe they're kind of doing some window dressing here to push it up to say, look, it's okay. We weren't trying to get people get out of a position, it's pushing back up. So be careful. All I'm saying, be careful. NVIDIA 97. Oh, trading to be so slow today. Understandably so. Not their fault. It's an absolute wacky day. Yeah, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta, Netflix, Tesla. I don't know why, but I really want to short here. There's nothing really suggesting I should in a short-term chart. Definitely not in the daily.
Hey, Roy, I'm back.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Yeah, doing good. I really want to short here, but
I did add one.
okay.
And then we're going to put a take profit down here at the bottom of this candle, which will get us actually almost green on the day if it comes back and hits it. So there's that. Yeah, here's my biggest deal. I took a quick break. I looked out at on the Twitter X.
Yeah.
And everybody is screaming, go long, go long, go long. This thing's going to rip that long. So we are still short. We're going to hold this short. We're either it's going to go to the up here where my my stop loss is, or it's going to hit my take profits. 1, 2, no in between. Also, CNBC was the first to report the fake news. They are getting slammed on Twitter right now. There's that. CBD is still negative 3,200. Tide is still suggesting that there is more room to the downside. So let's see where everything is at. I know you was going through it. ES is swapping between red and green right now. But I mean, still, it's a hell of a move from this morning.
Hell of a move, right? I mean, you're talking limit down to green.
Yes, that's. What does Trump? Oh my gosh, Trump! Oil prices are down, interest rates are down. The slow-moving Fed should cut rates. Food prices are down. There's no inflation. Long-time abused USA is bringing in billions of dollars a week from the abusing countries on tariffs that are already in place. This is despite the fact that the biggest abuser of them all, China, whose markets are crashing, just raised its tariffs by 34% on top of its long-term ridiculous high tariffs. Not acknowledging my warning for abusing countries not to retaliate. They made enough for decades taking advantage of good old USA. Our past leaders are to blame for allowing this and so much else to happen to our country. Make America great again. From Trump. He is not backing off his tariffs.
It's not backing off. And so I think it's important. One of the things I'm going to do today, I was talking to old Led, is I'm going to get the title of the China tariff book that Navarro wrote. I'm going to chat GPT some cliff notes of that, because regardless if you agree, disagree, believe it's whatever, if Navarro is in there and it as an advisor, you need to know what his stance is on all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he's written public novels over and over and over again about this stuff. So I might as well start to understand it so I can start to think about it.
Did I share it with you guys? If you break his book down, the gist of his book is you take negotiations to the brink of disaster, the brink of deals being done, then you make the deal.
Right. That's Trump's part of the deal. Right.
And what is happening now? What is he doing? He's doubling down on this. Hassett just came out and said Trump is doubling down on something he knows works. Trump will listen to trading partners. They offer really great deals, but they have to offer really great deals.
Right. So what I'm saying is I need to know what Navarro's plan is. I want to know Navarro's tariff plans. because he's written the China tariff books all over the
Oh,
place.
oh. There's another Trump statement that I have to read for you guys. Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off.
Yeah, good. You're good.
The United States has a chance to do something that should have been done decades ago. Don't be weak. Don't be stupid. Don't panic. A new party based on weak and stupid people. Be strong, courageous, and patient. Greatness will be the end result. He is definitely doubling down on.
Yeah, he's going the route of trust me, bro, kind of stuff. And I mean that regardless if you agree with it or disagree with it, you can't trade as if he's considering the market. He's not a market first. Yeah, he's not a market first thought. We're all market first.
Right.
But he's not market first. So
the only time he was market first is when Biden was in office.
Right. But yeah, he's in a he this is why, right, you get the reciprocal tariff kind of rhetoric, but then the formula is not reciprocal tariffs, right? He's just going to do what he wants to do. And he's just going to find a reason, whether it was, and the reason will shift, will constantly move, but he just wants to do what he wants to do. And he doesn't really care for justification. He's just putting out messages that make people say, oh yeah, you know, because the United States, like, companies aren't complaining about the tariffs that they're paying, which is he's pinned this a country versus country battle thing. It's not a country versus country thing. The companies pay the tariffs.
I mean, look at Apple. Apple came out and said, "Hey, we're not moving our stuff. We're going to pay the tariffs."
Right.
Which means
and so it's
the consumer's going to pay the tariffs, but you know, you get the gist.
Yeah.
And they've been using Apple a lot to scare people, by the way, with the iPhone, because everybody has an iPhone pretty much. So,
but
now the market's butt facing again. So
yeah. The point is that United States, it's not a battle between the United States and Vietnam or all these people. It's the United States companies that are doing business with Vietnam, and it's the Vietnamese companies that are doing business with the United States. So it's just all, there's no justification for what he's doing. He's just doing what he's going to do. So he's not going to relent. He's not going to apologize. He's not going to say, I need a delay. I'm not going to do any of this stuff. This was wrong. This was right. He's just going to double down. And
during this move, CBD is still rising to the negative side. It's negative. It got up to negative 4,000. It's negative 37 now.
We're at 23 on extreme fear on.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, I'm sure everybody's going to be really shocked by this, but everything is at extreme fear right this second.
Yeah. I personally, I may be completely wrong on this. I believe this move up is a little buying trap, bull trap.
Yeah, I should have went long instead of going short because I'd be up.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you'd been fine. Intraday, intraday is another whole deal, but
yes. So here is European Commission Ursula von der Leyen. We are ready to negotiate a 0-for-0 tariff deal with the United States. Coming out again, European Union doubling down on that. So it sounds like they definitely want to negotiate. NVIDIA. You had NVIDIA calls, 85 calls. Somebody had bought 25,000 of them at $19.
Wow.
That is a big gamble on, I mean, that is $47.5 million they're gambling here. Wow. CBD is now at negative 4,800.
Wow.
Fixing the hit. Looks like it's going to negative 5,000.
Yeah.
Make it make sense, boys and girls. One thing we've noticed right now you got CBD and you got Tide marching together. They're going the same way. The only thing that is not keeping up with them is the actual market, which we know that the market tends to catch up to what they are both saying eventually at some point.
Yep.
It's negative 5,200 CBD. This plays into what Roy said, though. This plays into, hey, this is just a massive bull trout, and they are fixed. If this is a massive bull trout, you will probably see low of day. If that is the case.
I need to hop off before I do something stupid.
Well, you guys, you see where I'm at. So I'm either going to make or I'm going to lose $1,100. There's no in between. I'm not changing this till it plays out. One side has to. I do have a take profit down here at. Oh, we got to go other ways to see it. It's down here at 200. We're going to actually move this down to $300. That's about midway between the two there. So hits that would hit our first take profit. We got a ways to go to get there. We're still $240 down. CBD is still negative 5,000 and building. Quick look at Tide before we get out of here. Your put premiums are starting to trend up a little bit. Your call premiums are trending sideways. Volume is coming back down some. So, like I said, everything is kind of saying that we should get a pullback here. Decent. CBD is now negative 5,800. It's fixing to go to negative 6,000. So this is telling you guys that there are more sellers than buyers in this market right now. So when it pops up, they're trying to find buyers. So you can look, they moved this thing all the way up, but they're looking for something here. So if we get this break of, let's call it 49.90, this thing goes all the way down to low a day, and we get circuit breakers are back within reach. So good luck, everybody, the rest of the day. Roy, I'm with you. I'm fine. I mean, I'm not doing anything. I hadn't done any funded accounts today because, I was reckless in trading last night. Did all that stupid shit by myself. Nobody watching me because, why not?
Well,
but you gotta see what happens. That's where we're at.
Yeah, I mean it's a spicy time right now, so just be good.
Breaking below 5,100 here was a big deal, just so everybody knows.
Yeah. All right, mate. I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you all being here, sticking with us, asking questions, talking with us. We will catch you guys tomorrow for another circuit breaker to the downside. Who knows? CBD is fixing to go negative 7,000, by the way. So there. And my trade is fixing to go green. Oh, it's flashed green really quick there. Oh, it keeps flashing green. So I'm not doing anything else with it. Wherever it's at, it's here. This is what I'm playing. So you can. It's a combine, so I'm not that worried about it. But if it hits, I'm halfway to passing it.
Bang bang.
With 2 MES, by the way, 2 MES ran. We're gonna cut one halfway. So technically, this won't be 1,700. I probably should just leave this down there. But let's pull this down to here. That's guaranteeing at least $500 when I move. So. I'm going to go watch golf, prepare for the Masters Week. I'm sure the Golf Channel is live from Augusta. I just want to see the azaleas. That's all I want to see. Show me pine trees and azaleas. Beautiful.
All right, man. Happy Masters Week.
We will catch you guys in the morning. See you.
All right. Bye, guys.